There's a moment in every person's life when the noise is too loud, the pressure too heavy, the confusion too deep. A moment when your world feels like it's spiraling, slipping from your grip. And in that moment, you have two choices. Be mastered or become the master. You don't need another strategy. You don't need another morning routine. You need dominion over the only battlefield that matters, your own mind, because everything flows from it. Your focus, your emotions, your discipline, your destiny. And if you don't seize the wheel, your mind will drive you off a cliff. Let me tell you something most never hear until it's too late. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who chooses them. But if you don't choose, the world will. Every commercial, every headline, every algorithm is fighting not for your time, but for your attention. And attention is the currency of your future. So how do you control a mind in a world that's trying to hijack it? It starts here, with intention. Your mind is not a cage. It's a garden. And what grows in it depends entirely on what you plant and what you rip out by the roots. We were never taught this. They gave us history, equations, maps, grammar, but no one taught us how to command our internal world. No one told you that discipline is a mental muscle, that focus is a practice, that doubt is a virus, and belief is your immune system. So now we rebuild from the inside out. You must become the architect of your thoughts, because your thoughts become your identity. And your identity shapes your behavior, and behavior compounds into destiny. So if your life feels off track, chaotic, stagnant, or poisoned with procrastination, it's not your circumstances. It's your mind playing an old tape, one you didn't even write. Somewhere along the way, someone handed you a script. You're not good enough. You always mess things up. Success isn't for people like you. And you believed it. But here's the power. You can rewrite it. Right now, you can flip the script and burn the old one, because control is not dominance. Control is presence. It's knowing what you're thinking and why you're thinking it. It's looking fear in the eye and saying, I see you, but I choose something higher. You have to build mental filters, because not every thought deserves to stay. Not every emotion deserves to grow roots. Anger, fear, jealousy, they show up like uninvited guests. But it's your house, and you decide who gets to stay for dinner. Your mind is programmable, but most people live like it's locked, like the software they installed at age 7 is still the only code that can run. Listen, you can update it, delete the virus, upgrade the operating system, install new beliefs, new standards, new self-respect, because controlling your mind is not about forcing it. It's about directing it, like a river, carving through rock, not with force, but with consistency. And if you want control, you need rituals, not just habits. Rituals, sacred, immovable practices that remind your mind who's in charge. Silence, stillness, focus, movement, gratitude. These aren't luxuries. They are lifelines. Start your day on purpose, or your day will control you. Open your phone first thing in the morning, and you've already lost. Scroll through chaos, and chaos will seep into your bloodstream. Instead, meet yourself. Sit with your mind before the world gets to it. Command your internal state before the external world pollutes it. Because here's the brutal truth. If you don't train your mind, it will train you to settle, to shrink, to worry, to avoid, to binge, to quit. You will talk yourself out of greatness. You will self-sabotage before the world even tries to stop you. And no, it won't feel dramatic. It'll feel comfortable. That's how the mind seduces you, not with fear, but with familiarity. The same loop, the same excuses, the same maybe next time. But this is the line where you take the throne, where you stop being a prisoner of your thoughts and become the ruler of them. Control doesn't come from motivation. It comes from identity. You don't try to be disciplined. You are disciplined. You don't hope to be focused. You are focused. It's not a mood. It's a decision. And you make it daily with your actions, not your feelings. You think Lincoln felt motivated every morning? You think Edison waited for perfect alignment of the stars? No. They mastered their minds so their minds could serve their mission, because purpose will always outlast panic, and vision will always silence noise if you hold it long enough. That's why you must see clearly, because a mind without vision is like a ship without a compass, easily swayed, easily sunk. And if your mind is cloudy, cleanse it with silence, with solitude, with truth. Ask yourself, what do I believe about myself that's no longer serving me? What mental habits are killing my momentum? What thoughts am I renting space to that never paid rent? And then evict them. Stand tall, breathe deep, and take command. You are not helpless. You are not broken. You are not trapped. You're powerful when you remember who you are. This is not hype. This is the work. The deep, daily, unglamorous work of self-mastery. Because in the end, the mind you build is the life you live. And the thoughts you tolerate become the reality you experience. So if you want more, you must think more, believe more, expect more, reject more, reject passivity, reject victimhood, reject anything that dims your flame or dulls your sword. Because you were not born to be average. You were born to master yourself. And it begins here with a single, undeniable, unshakable truth. I control my mind, and my mind creates my world. But knowing that isn't enough. Saying I control my mind is not the victory, it's the vow. The real battle begins when life pushes back. Because it will. The storm will come. The chaos will hit. The distractions will multiply. And in that moment, your mind will want to flee back into its old habits, the shadows of self-pity, the comfort of excuses, the laziness of maybe later. This is the test. Will you stay in command when the pressure rises? Will you hold the line when the emotion swells? Will you still choose your thoughts when your environment screams otherwise? That is control. Not when it's easy, not when you feel calm, but when you don't and you choose discipline anyway. Because real control is calm in chaos. It's clarity under pressure. It's presence in pain. It's looking at your fear and saying, I am not owned by you. I see you, but I will not serve you. This is why controlling your mind is the highest form of freedom. Because when your inner world is steady, no outer force can shake you. You become unshakable. Not because the world stops trying, but because you stop reacting. Reaction is slavery. Intention is sovereignty. And you cannot be both slave and king at the same time. So ask yourself daily, am I reacting or am I responding with purpose? Because every time you react blindly, you surrender power. But every time you pause, breathe, and choose, you take it back. Now, let's talk about focus, the crown jewel of mental control. You cannot master your mind if you're addicted to distraction. And let's be honest, we are endless dopamine loops, notifications as shackles, scrolls that lead nowhere but emptiness. Distraction is the silent killer of greatness. It doesn't strike loudly, it numbs you slowly, until your days blur together in a fog of almost did and should have tried. Focus is a decision, not a feeling. You build it like a warrior sharpens a blade, slowly, deliberately, every single day. You remove the noise. You protect your time. You guard your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. Stop letting random inputs shape your thoughts. Stop waking up and downloading chaos before you've even stood up. Stop renting out your attention to everything that doesn't build you. If it doesn't grow, you delete it. If it doesn't align with your purpose, silence it. If it drains, you walk away. Because the price of freedom is focus. And the reward of focus is power. You will never rise above the level of your concentration. And the future you want is only found in the clarity you create. Now listen to this carefully, because it may be the most important truth of all. Your mind believes whatever you repeat. Say you're weak, and it believes. Say you're tired, and it obeys. Say you're a failure, and it accepts. But say you are strong, disciplined, clear, and it begins to transform. You are always affirming something. The question is, what are you affirming with your words, your habits, your patterns? Speak like the person you are becoming. Think like the person who already won. Act like the person your future depends on, because it does. There are no neutral thoughts. Every thought builds or breaks. And every time you feed the negative, you starve the possibility. But when you feed discipline, belief, courage, consistency, you become something otherworldly, someone the old you wouldn't even recognize. Let the world call it delusion. Let them mock your vision. Let them laugh at your quiet focus. They don't need to understand. They don't get a say, because they don't carry your vision. Only you do. And that vision must live in your mind like fire in the heart of a furnace, constant, burning, undeniable. Because when your mind holds that vision long enough, your reality must bend to it. That's the law. And that's the gift of control. You don't chase the future, you attract it by becoming the person who's already living it in the mind. This is not fantasy. This is spiritual physics. As within, so without. As you think, so shall you become.